Welcome back to some more EU4 with me, Daniel, now as the Roman Empire. Having fun with both Russia and Britain. It's like I've interrupted in the Cold War before the Cold War, the great game. I guess this is a great game, kind of fits the bill. This episode, we're going to try and finish these wars off, and we're going to get interrupted by cats non-stop, I guess. Hello there, what are you doing? This is the wrong side of the room for the kiddie shapes. There you go. Oh, pet ownership. They're cute. I like them, but they always get in the way when you least want them to be around. Eating cat hair. Silly floofer. Let's unpause and continue. Oh. Pets. Why are you so strange? We can move these guys back. I mean, technically we could occupy Orkney, but it's not that big a deal. We don't really want a huge... We don't really want any land, really, off Britain at this point. It's more just a case of having them not be able to join the coalition. Their colonial faction is doing exactly what we said they would do. They're just beating up the Vagina Gara one. So, comes with the territory. Wonder when we're going to piece Russia out, because they're still not hurting that badly. As ridiculous as that is, they're still fine. They shouldn't be this fine when you're getting beaten up like this, but it's what happens when it snowballs into such a massive, massive army. They're trying to spread out a little bit while we complete these sieges, just so we don't attrition as badly. We're still miles ahead on military tech, so we can still blow down fort walls, that's fine. It'll save us manpower, so really it's just an investment. More culture changing. Really helpful this close to the end of the game. He lied, but I mean, it's better late than never, I guess. Russia's trying to get some of its land back in the north. That's fine. Doesn't really matter. They have peasant revolts now as well. Yeah, they shouldn't be having a really bad time, but they only have a few revolts going on. They have some revolutionaries and they have some peasants, and they'd be able to squash both with great ease. So we clearly have to turn the screw a bit more. Well, that's already at 35%. I'm not going to blow the walls up on that. That seems a bit of a waste. Can we reach Chongong? Or, yep, we can, so we should do that. Try and siege that out as well. We don't want the Timurids to peace out because they are technically at negative war score with Russia right now. Because they have been rubbish and not done anything really all that helpful. I don't need an Inquisitor anymore because we're above 100% religious unity. What do I want? I mean, I don't really need any of them, and none of them are in the same culture as me, so I can't invest in any of them. Could force retire the lot, but I don't think it's that big a deal. We have more admin points than we'd ever need, really. Especially as, again, our priority is not to take huge swathes of land. We can knock the British Navy down a bit, though. That would be nice. Oh, we sunk the British flagship. We didn't capture it, but we did, yeah, sink it, which is fine. And we sank their entire fleet there. That'll take... That's revenge for you knocking out one of our trade fleets before. Which was very rude for the record. Very rude. Russian Navy's pretty much inconsequential at this point, but I guess we'll give it another slapping. This stack doesn't need to be here anymore, so I might as well send you back to African holdings, just so we have something down there. Why is Brazil here? Who are they at war with? Oh, I guess they're involved in a war in India. Cool. Good luck getting there on time. Oh, we finally had a stack of rebels show up. It's been a long time since we've had some. That's very rude, especially because they spawn on the other side of Iberia to where I am. But this is why we didn't send all of our stacks over. Awesome, so Chengdu has been freed. They still have negative war score, though. Now it's Hanzong has been freed, as I keep missing the button. Guess we can keep going. I can't go to Yin Chang yet, though. Too many things going on. Okay, so we took out the 3 ships that were there. Finally, we got that one desieged. They must be close to being back to 0 war score, you'd think, but you never know. This is mountainous, so I don't really want to siege this out, not knowing where their stack is yet. And you can see they're starting to form stacks towards the north again. We're probably not that far away from piecing out from them. I mean, realistically, we're going to give some land back to Japan. Because we definitely want to do that. We can, so we might as well. I mean, war reparations would be fine, but it's not really that big a deal. They would let us split away probably... yeah, well, they'd let us do Novgorod for sure. If we did Novgorod, we also can't do Sweden. But they'd let us break Sweden away if we wanted to. Do we want to break Sweden away? What else could we do? We could break away Georgia. That would kind of act like as a buffer state, but it's not that big. We could just force them to return a buttload of cores. It would cost us Diplo points, but it wouldn't... well, it would hurt them, that is for sure. I mean, that's an option as well. I don't think it's that high a priority, because I think like they'll have more rebellion issues over here. What could I do? I think we release Sweden. Even if they end up hating us, I don't really care. And I can release Novgorod as well. They might end up even being allies with each other, which would be funny. Yeah, I think I'm okay with this. They wouldn't do war reparations as well. Might as well take some money off them, make it harder. Okay. Do that then. So, they gave a few provinces to Japan, and they had to release 2 countries. Do they still hate us? They shouldn't. They'll have the hegemon penalty, but that's about it. And yes, Sweden's Orthodox, which is really strange. Don't see that very often. We are Orthodox Sweden. But I'm okay with that. These 2 should then become allies, and they should both end up being... well, not super powerful, that would be a lie. But they'd both be strong enough, I think, where things would be kind of safe. It is funny, though, that they would only just ally me if I wasn't in a war. It would only just happen. So they don't like me that much. But everybody should be black flagged at this point. So let's get you all over here. Yep, that's fine. Move you over to a different stack. We want to try and avoid busting rebels for them, if we can. So probably the best way to do that, because my concern, if I end up walking into Timurid territory, I'm going to get not black flagged, and then I'm not going to get through a jam. That may have already happened, to be fair. Yeah, so these troops are going to have a hard time getting back. So I'm just going to start off by having them come over then. Over here towards the east side of the Timurids. Worst case, I'll have to use my transport fleet here in the Persian Gulf and just transfer them all over. A little bit annoying, but could be a lot worse. Britain, meanwhile, is having a lot worse. They are in bad times. But yeah, that really long peace treaty with Russia should mean that they are really inconsequential. We didn't take any land from them either, so it's not like they grew aggressive expansion against us. They have a peace treaty for 15 years. So that should be A-okay. Where's this stat going? Tyne? Can we catch it? Where's it going? Straits of Dover. I'd love to catch this stack of ships if I can. Okay, good. We did. I was saying that was going to be really close, but we should have. We had an admiral and they didn't. And our 141 transport ships have just ended up in here as well. So, there's that. So yeah, the 141 transport ships I'm going to have come over to the Persian Gulf, please. At least we can go through... Yeah, we finally have a use for the Suez Canal that we built. So at least there's that. We finally get to see it in action, and we're not even going through it, technically. So I guess like, we don't have that many people that get that far, and they haven't thought about it that much. It's fine. Everything's fine. Yep, finally bust those Portuguese rebels. Thank you kindly. Do we have any more stacks of troops in Russia that I didn't see before? I don't think so. Yeah, they're all very slowly wandering over and probably attritioning like Billy-O. We're probably going to lose more men moving our troops back than when we lost in the war against Russia. How sad is that? Feels like Napoleon's retreat from Russia all over again. Guess you can move this stack now too. I guess we'll leave it up there just to annoy them. We could go over and annoy their colonial holdings, but I just don't see the benefit in doing that. It's pretty apparent that even when they're mostly occupied, for some reason their colonies are still loyal. So I don't think we're going to get the chance to break them away. That's a lot of money, but I don't care. That's a lot of money, but I don't care. Still taking submissions, by the way, for possible ideas when it comes to maybe playing a different nation for this game in the future. Just slightly ideas, just, you know, gives me something to think about, something to dwell on. Positively, not something to be sad about, obviously. It's a game. Games are fun. If it's not fun, don't play it. It's a mantra I've lived by for a very long time. Okay, finally we got these back, so you move out of the way. Anybody else with a big full stack? Okay, yep, you are, so we're going to move you back to Rome. And then that's still 70,000 troops, which I'm okay with leaving in one stack for now, that's fine. We'll just have to put you somewhere where it has a high supply limit, which we have access to. Okay, so that's perfectly good. So one thing that I think we've been very lucky about, the coalition didn't fire. It didn't fire when we were attacking Russia. It didn't fire when we were attacking Russia and Britain. So I don't see that it's going to fire now when we're only dealing with Britain. What it means is if we wanted to, we're not going to do it right now, obviously, and they have over 1 million infantry alone, is at least we have the option if we wanted to attack Poland. And it's funny, Poland, even though they're really miles away from most of my allies, several of them would join in. Japan wouldn't, it's just too far away in the Timurids for this, you know. They're in another war right now, but yes, every other ally would join if I was to attack Poland. We probably would still have major issues if we did. But it's interesting that that's a thing that can happen if we wanted it to. Have they upgraded these forts? Maybe. And move my navy over just ahead of time. We should be able to move over there now, though, right? Yeah, we can. Can't move there, though, because of the siege of Donegal. We can move into Limerick. And that was a wipe. Wow. Where were you earlier against Russia? 20% less in land attrition. That would have been very helpful. Oh dear, Britain, your fleet is going to be mashed again. I'm very sad for you. Oh wait, no I'm not. Where's that stack going? To the Irish Sea? We can move over there. No problem at all. Start moving some of our troops even back to where we can pick them up later. I wonder if a jam would be kind enough to give us open borders at this point. Oh, they would. Awesome. I don't even need my transport fleet over here. Very helpful. Thank you. I appreciate that. Go and put my transport ships in Rome. So after all that, the Suez Canal wasn't really that important. Oh well. We'll move all the troops over to Constantinople and then we'll split them up with its high supply. Still got to say, the kind of burgundy colour Roman Empire, magenta maybe is more close, on top of the red of England looks horrendous. It still might be one of the worst colour combos in the game. Oh, we could invest in a new tech if we want to. We're clearly not going to, because there's no need. It does give us more governing capacity, so that, if we did want to take land off Britain, at least that's helpful. Siege of Donegal is finally completed. These two stacks and this one come together, so we can bop this 54k stack first. Like that. Oh, we can't go that yet. Yeah, we can't go there yet because of the Siege of Limerick. Don't be stupid. But we can go and take the other stack out, so let's go do that. Go all bopperonis. Okay, I'm just not going to move that stack now. I won't need them. Yeah, they're going to outnumber us fractionally, but our stats in combat, our morale's just so much better. We did lose more troops than them, though. They should all go over to the same tile, hopefully. Oh, they're all going to sit there instead. Okay. Well, let's go give them a bop then while they have low morale. There they go. Sayonara. And now we can take out this stack as well. They'll probably do the same thing and they'll try and run away. Or not. Well, maybe. Yeah, they just about got away. Oh, no, they didn't. They were wiped. Cool. Okay. Yeah. So there's not much else for me to really do with our navies, so we're just going to take them and get them out of the way. We'll put... Well, I guess we'll leave one down here so we can speed up the Siege of Desmond, but other than that, there's not much else for them to do. Britain's got still 161 ships. I don't see where they are. They're probably in the New World, and I'm just... By and large, I'm just ignoring this space. This is exactly what we said would happen, though. Vagina gotta have this small colonial nation, and it just gets wrecked every time, but it keeps them busy, which is all we really care about. One province, Spain special, by the way, in Louisiana. Well, in this name, in Louisiana, that would be down here. Let's start splitting these stacks. So, one stack. Two stack. You can go here. And you can call me Ray, and you can call me Jay. Move those stacks first. Then once they get a bit of a head start, we can then move some more, so we're not attritioning on top of attrition. Yep, Somalia is attacking Hejaz. We knew they were, they'd already told us. I don't need that leader, that's fine. And I think we're pretty much good. We can always move troops around more afterwards. I just don't want to lose more manpower than need be. We're down to 415,000. I know, woe is me, right? But yeah. Anyway, we'll let the Siege of Limerick finish. I'm going to take a sip of my lemonade water. Accidentally gulped into the microphone. Real professional. Yeah, we don't need to do the Biblioteca. What about the Notre Dame Cathedral? Or Versailles, I guess it would be. Yeah, we can do that. Why not? Yeah, due to a fairly recent health scare, gotta drink a lot more water. So, getting it in me. I'm fine, by the way. Don't worry about it. But when you're getting old, I've been in my early 30s, but you feel old. The body feels old. Oh dear. All right. So I don't really see the point prolonging the war against Britain. Really, we might as well peace them out. What do we want? Do we want even anything? I mean, just out of curiosity, just for reducing border gore. That would really not annoy anybody that isn't already hyper annoyed with us, so I'm just going to take that from them. That's fine. Again, mostly just because it looks better on the map. In terms of anything else, we could release... I mean, we could release Geldom if we really want to. They won't do it yet. Somehow we're only at 39% war score. We could release that and then just have like an independent Scotland. We did both, we did 93% war score. They would probably just kill each other if we did that, though. I mean, you know what it's like, Scots and other Scots, right? We've all heard that before. Do I really want to prolong? I mean, the one positive, I guess, if we keep this war going, we could keep them in a peace treaty so long that they physically can't join another war before the game ends. Because I said, game ends very soon. Relatively speaking. I know I've said that for a few episodes, but episodes go slower when you're constantly at war with big stacks, right? Is it worth going over here? How many troops do you have? Yeah, you just got so many troops. It's just not worth doing. Because by the time I get my stacks over there, they're going to have taken so much attrition from the, from the naval excursion. That's the wrong window. This is the one I wanted. It's just not worth doing. We could go down to British Niger if we really wanted to. That's not that out of the way. I mean, we don't have to. Let's just call the Songhai in just so we can do that. And then we can just sit on this for a bit. There's really no rush to end this war, so I don't see why we should. So I'm just not going to. I'm just going to split my troops up a little bit so that if we have revolts in any of this territory, then at least we have troops in the area. Something like that. And then, yeah, we can just leave this playing. We are nearly at maximum admin points. Do we want to... I know it's 4 or 5 years ahead of time. You know what? Fine. We'll get ahead of time level 31 admin tech. It just gives us the ability to get more states. And to be fair, we do have some very tasty ones. Like, this state has, what, 166 development? Yeah, go for it. We can't even afford to call them all. That's how expensive that was. But yeah, we might as well do that. Gives us more money. Not that we need it, but also gives us more, maximum soldiers. We're within limits now, too, which is really cool. We are not paying over on anything. No, I'll just take the mercantilism. Thank you kindly. We have 86 forts. 86! Now, admittedly, I haven't really blown many of them up during the course of the game. I've just kept them if we've had them, but still, that's a lot. That's interesting. Why has Russia just guaranteed Poland? That's very strange. I almost never see that. Weird. That's fine. A bit of autonomy is fine at this point. Switzerland's back in the coalition against us. Well, they're going to be extra unhappy when we take some land off the British. And yes, now Sweden and Novgorod both love me. What a huge surprise, right? So Sweden's got, Keilenberg and Rugen as allies. Novgorod's got nobody. Everyone just hates Novgorod in this game. Like, it's Playing as Novgorod is really frustrating because you are pretty much rolling the dice that you hope the alliance path works out. Because you can normally end up allying Hungary, but Hungary usually ends up being a junior partner, so it's a giant waste. And if Poland won't help you, you just die to Muscovy. Unless you want to go hopelessly in debt with mercenaries and then you never dig out. Yeah, Novgorod's tricky. I don't find it a very fun start either. I still can't believe we still have an independent Astrakhan too. Just weird game priorities. Like, Russia could attack Astrakhan at any point, and they did once, but they've still left Astrakhan around, and it makes no sense as to why. I also thought Japan would like us more, given we gave them way more land than we promised, but I guess they just get trust instead. You think you get more than just trust, but meh. It's also interesting that Japan is a tributary to Shun. You think they might have broken away while Shun was getting their rear ends packed in, but I guess not. I guess they're more loyal than I am in this game. Don't know why, but, you know, to each their own. Am I getting attrition over there? Yeah, I guess it has such a small supply limit in Shrewsbury. Yeah, still getting attrition. I'll move. I guess I'm going to move adjacent. I don't want... If I'm going to take this land, I don't want it to have, like, millions of devastation. Because it'll just never be useful before the end of the game. It's still going to gain some because it's occupied, but I'd rather not compound that. 50% war score. I mean, it's going to keep ticking. It's going to keep ticking up to at least 62. Then it might stop. But I know it sounds kind of weird. We kind of hope at this point that Vijayanagara would peace out. Because that would increase our war score. If we look at it, Britain's got a war score of 3 against Vijayanagara, and 99 against its colony, but that's irrelevant. Oh, speaking of Astrakhan, well, we just mentioned it and now they're toast, so ripperonis. I guess the game was listening. Bit like my phone when I was looking at, you know, flavorings for my water, because I hate plain water. It just doesn't do it for me. And we're having a talk about, hey, you don't want to drink too much of it with too much electrolytes. I'm like, oh, I wonder if I can find some that aren't. I haven't Googled it yet or anything, but then I check, and I'm getting like an Amazon advert to be like, hey, here's this other version of the brand you just bought that has no electrolytes. It's like, they are definitely watching us. It's not as creepy as I thought, though. I mean, if they're going to provide things that make sense, I don't really care. That's probably the wrong attitude, but it is what it is. But the generals pack the dust, you know, bit in the dust. Pack the dust, that's definitely the phrase. I hate when I pack the dust. Oh, dear. Can't even say I'm tired, I had a great sleep. Cool, more culture conversion. Fine. Everything's fine on that front. What is level 31 military tech? Oh, it's just rifle. Real imaginative. More supply limit, which is very helpful. I guess I'm going to do that now. We're only slightly ahead. Should help with the attrition problem. So now, what do you have for supply? 92. That's pretty good. Still the wrong culture, though. Speaking of culture, we do have space for a promoted culture. I'm gonna do Portuguese because we just made that state. Castilian would clearly be more useful long term, but we don't have a long term to have that be relevant. We also have so many country modifiers that don't fit on the screen properly. So that's something. It is sad when you're Roman, you're in the Lost Cultures group, but you just don't see any of the lost cultures because they're lost, right? So it's like, cool, really, really helpful. Thanks so very much. Oh, wait, not helpful. I guess that would come up more. I don't know if anybody that's watching this has done this, but if you ever played Crusader Kings 2, I know 3's out now, but I've not played Crusader Kings 3. But yeah, Crusader Kings 2, and then you move that save file into EU4. You get some really interesting results. That's always something we could do. We could do that with like a scratch game too, which could be fun. We could just take like the base version of Crusader Kings 2's game map, throw that into this game. That's an option, I'm sure. I'll have to find it, but that's an option on the table, I think. I don't know if I have Crusader Kings 2 in my own Steam library. I don't know if that was one I had to borrow from a family member. I don't remember. That is what I'm getting. What I'm saying to you is I don't remember basic things. Who's sieging what? Oh, there are rebels. Okay. I mean, that's fine, I guess. What will they give me if we peace out now, by the way? They would give me the... No, the up to 50% there. I don't really need money from them, though. They would accept me releasing Scotland. It would cost me 200 diplomacy points, but... Do I care about that? I'm okay with that. It just doesn't make a lot of... It just doesn't make a lot of sense, I guess, is the problem. I'd rather they have to deal with their rebels than a new nation. Maybe just revoke some cores. Like I said, I don't need anything else, so... Yeah, you're revoking all your cores on things that I have access to. I just don't need anything else for land. I don't want to have to deal with it. So I guess we'll just take... Well, I was going to say all your money, but that's as much as you'll do. Okay, that's fine. Peace it is. We could have waited longer, but I just don't see the point. But we will certainly keep a lot of troops here for now. Alrighty, so... Kind of an anticlimactic end to that war, because we kind of just did it because I just couldn't be bothered dealing with them anymore, but... We have the land in Britannia that, you know, the Roman Empire got access to. So I guess thematically that makes sense. We'll deal with coring them and all the repercussions of this next episode. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye now. Thank you for watching the video, and if you'd like to see more, feel free to stick around.